Mo, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just having fun. Just waiting to go live.
Oh, we are live. I'm waiting for my chat to populate. It's taking like 30,000 years.
Chat to populate.
I'm also already
Chat
hot,
to
which is bad because we're gonna
populate.
be here for hours.
Nah, like this is going to be a part 3 of many. Like I don't if that's the case, because I'm not going to turn off my AC right now. It's just too goddamn hot outside. Then again, it does say, oh,
I
that
can't.
was
I can't hear
no
yours
fucking way.
because because you have a good mic. If I turn mine on, they could hear it crystal clear perfectly. They probably hear it louder than me.
Yo, we have got to get you a snowball, Mike.
I'm gonna get a snowball mic because I'm getting a good tax refund, so I'm 1,000% getting a mic.
Getting a good mic, yeah,
My first priority is
yeah.
probably a computer, but I'm sure I'll have enough left over to at least get a fucking snowball.
Yes, get the fucking computer first, uh then get a fucking a microphone. Like it'll totally be worth it. Get something with an SSD in it if you can afford it. There should be plenty
No,
of
I'm
like
not.
free
I'm
dark.
not. I'm not turning into a fucking 4K PC gamer. I'm just gonna get like a decent like gaming laptop that will function properly.
Get yourself a desktop. Be a man.
No, I don't need a desktop. I don't have
Get
space for a
yourself a
desktop.
Riley. Get yourself a fucking tower of power. That's what
I
you
don't need a
need.
tower of power. I have a fucking PlayStation of power.
A no, get yourself a tower. Riley, this is your buddy. This is Moediggity speaking, okay? Get yourself a tower. Get yourself a desktop computer. Become like it's inevitable anyway. Just become 4K gaming.
I don't need 4K
Become
gaming. I don't give a fuck.
become 4K. Become computer. Become PC. Ascend to master race them
All
and
right,
become
we don't have
PC.
any time to waste. Hush, so I can start the bots and do the real intro.
Oh, it's too late now. It's already on stream.
Now recording.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Riely Live Movie Review Podcast. I am your host, Riely, joined once again by Moediggity.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
We are fucking back once again for the fucking top 10 movies for the third time. So here's the situation, folks. I
The
fully
Stitch.
intended to fully complete this list today, but then Mo was 2 hours late.
Hey,
So
hey, hold on, hold on, hold on,
I
hold on, wait. Bull fucking shit. You are not going to throw me on the bus this time. This isn't my fault. No one reminded me the entire fucking week that we were doing something. We
Mo,
bitched
if you
about
didn't
it,
remember,
sure.
it is your
No,
fault. I
I
have
didn't
no
remember. I didn't
obligation to
remember.
remind you.
Yes,
You
you do.
made a
Yes, you do. If you
schedule.
want me, no, yes, you do. If you want me to show up on time, you will make a schedule.
So
You will
anyway, so
remind
anyway,
me.
Mo is 2 hours late, and
No, I
now
wasn't. I
okay.
wasn't. Fucking Riley failed to remind me. Remember this.
Here's the
Remember this,
situation.
people.
I've already got it on the schedule that today at 5 p.m., so in 2 hours and 54 minutes, I will be having Alexis on the stream and we will be reviewing the movie Jennifer's Body. Meaning that
Jennifer's
we have about 2 hours
body.
and 44 minutes to get as far in this top 10 list as we can. Hopefully complete it, but we'll see.
I give us an hour.
I mean, that's how long it's been the last 2 times.
Yeah, the last few times, yes, si, senor.
All right, I meant to pull up a Wikipedia article for my movie so I could like get a little reminder as to some certain things. So give me just a moment. We're doing our number 6 here is where we're
Mm-hmm.
starting off. You know what? Fuck it. Just to save some time because I know my phone's gonna take 30 minutes to pull up Wikipedia. Let's mix up the order a little bit this time. So Moediggity,
How is your order? How is your phone take so long
because
to
my
do the
phone's
internet?
garbage. Moediggity.
What?
What is your number 6?
Oh, my number 6?
Yeah, we're gonna mix it up a little bit.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. And
Jack,
hello,
okay,
chat.
hold on, Jack. Zane ghosted me. I asked him where are we going and what are we using, and he never responded. If he responded recently, well, fuck, I gave him like an hour. But anyway, Moediggity, you're number 6.
What's this about Jennifer's body and the chats going? Good thing that you're getting a female to review Jennifer's body. It was written to appeal to women as much as men. We haven't even talked about it yet. Well, what's going on?
I said that I was getting my friend Alexis on to review Jennifer's body, and this person responded saying that it's good that I'm getting a woman to review Jennifer's body. That
Okay.
that that
Well,
was
was
the
there some sort of controversy that you weren't?
no. This person is just
It's
saying that
just a
it's
weird.
good that I'm getting a woman to review the movie Jennifer's Body. That's what they're
Okay.
saying.
All right. It was sorry. It was just such a weird, out of place comment that was like totally unsolicited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just like, what was this snark or something? I'm sorry. I apologize.
What's your number
All right.
6 movie film?
My number 6 movie film. I'm just saying I think it's nice. Okay, my bad, my bad. I'm sorry. I am terminally online, and because text is the prevalent thing, I don't know if there's sarcasm and snarkiness or like genuineness, in comments. So just don't take offense to that. That's on me. This is my bad. Anyway, my number 6 is before we left, we were doing the we I was doing the Dark Crystal. So my number 6 is the Dark Knight. Dun dun dun.
Whoa, so much dark on your list.
Yes, much dark, such night. Anyway, yeah, the Dark Knight, man, number fucking 6. It's weird because it used to rank so much higher back in the day. Like when I first saw it, I was like, dude, holy fucking Christ, man. This is like one of the best. It's arguably probably the best comic book film of all time. If I'm being for real here, it was good. I mean, it was fucking amazing. Like but after a while making this list and having the movies that I have on there, it didn't rank as high as I thought, but it's in a great spot. It's in a good spot to bring in the top 5. So, the first time I went to fucking theaters to see this, I forgot that I wasn't into the idea initially of Heath Ledger being the Joker because I couldn't see it. Mainly because, I've got Mark Hamill and Jack Nicholson fucking blinders on, right?
Yeah, Jack
Because
Nicholson was fucking
honestly,
dope. He was the only good part of
hmm
that movie.
hmm, yeah, because like Jack Nicholson was a phenomenal fucking Joker. Like it was a he's the kind of Joker that you're thinking, well, there's just no fucking way that he's going to be good, right? Then all of a sudden you see it and it's fucking amazing. It turned out really well. And I remember watching the I think the basketball playoffs, the NBA playoffs. It was when the Rockets were on an unprecedented fucking winning streak, right? And they happened to maybe it wasn't the playoffs, maybe it was one of the major games leading up to the playoffs, blah blah blah. But uh
I just want to say real quick,
they
First World DP in chat just said, I need to see Dark Knight. I don't like most superhero movies, but it sounds really good, so I need to give it a chance. I've heard good things about it too. And if you don't like the superhero movies, get ready for the like Marvel bullshit higher up on my list.
yeah, yeah, this is sort of like we're about to start diving into the fucking comic book movies in here. But
Yeah, because we're both nerds, so this
yeah,
is
but well, I'm more of a well like because of my age, I'm a by default more
your
well-rounded
age, which is
movie nerd.
47.
It's 42, fuck you. Anyway, blah blah blah. Yeah, First World, I definitely recommend The Dark Knight because while it is a comic book movie, the great thing about the Nolan verse is that it's it's real, as in there's no comic book schlocky shit too much in there. Like if people, if like terrorist organizations like the fucking, like Ra's al Ghul's fucking org, or fucking Bane's organization, the League of Shadows, which happens to be the same organization for both of them. All right, so I guess it would be just the League of Shadows. Um, it's fucking good, man. Like that's how I would think that like organizations like that would fucking breach, like, a government organization or take over an entire city. Was fucking amazing. Anyway, back to Dark Knight. So of course we start off, it seems like a regular fucking bank heist, right? But as the movie progresses, since I won't spoil it for you guys too terribly much, uh it turns out to be a heist that leads up to an even bigger plan and a bigger point in the movie, right?
Wow, you
And
mean
let me
the villains in a Batman movie go higher scope than a regular heist? How could I ever have seen that coming?
Well, sometimes they don't, man. Sometimes it's just a bunch of little plans, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, let's go to the bigger plan." Like I hate to say it, but in the in like other in other movies and shows concerning Two Face, right? Uh, he doesn't have a whole lot. Sometimes doesn't have a whole lot of plans. He's like, now I'm going to do this. Okay, this worked out. Huh? What's my next step? And he'll plan the plan after the initial plan's done. But with like Joker and Riddler and even Bane, if we're talking about the Nolan verse, they have long term fucking plans, and I really appreciate that.
Bane
Now,
was
anyway,
Dark Knight Rises, right?
yeah, Dark Knight Rises. Yes,
Oh, it's me, Tom Hardy.
oh, I speak in a really fucking stupid voice. Gotta ruin the movie. Oh. Yeah, The
You're a
Dark
big
Knight
guy
Rises.
for you.
Yes, for you. God, that was that meme. Fucking is still fucking used on the internet. It's died down a little bit. There's a little bit of a for you, fucking lull, but it's still fucking there, right? But anyway, so we start off with the bank heist, right? And it's the big reveal of the Joker, baby. And oh shit! I fucking real quick before I forget, the whole point of the Rockets basketball fucking story. They released the teaser trailer for it, and I saw it, and I was like, okay, you have my attention. I'll go ahead and give the Ledger fucking Joker a chance. And going back to what I was just now saying, then we have the big reveal of the Joker, baby, and he's fucking cool looking. He's like it's fucking neat because if you it's it's sort of a throwback to other like Jokers. Like when you see the mask, if you look at the mask that he has initially during the bank robbery, it's it's the face paint of the very 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 first Joker that was on TV, like back when Batman was black and white, was in black and white. And I do highly recommend watching the old 60s, 70s campy fucking Batman
I've
show.
seen clips from that. That looks fucking great.
Oh, it's so fucking great, man. It's literally, it was ahead of its time during its time, right? Because you had stuff like that, you had a Gidget, and you had all the other like a Fun in the Sun, because everyone was on a beach in the late 60s, early 70s for some reason or another, right? And they all had like crazy dance parties in the middle of it, and Batman was no exception. But yeah, man. Adam West is what got me into Batman, right? Because I watched that, and it was like as soon as we ran out of the old Batman show to watch, that was when Batman the animated series started coming up, right? And so I watched that, and the theme music, the intro to the Batman cartoon show, the Batman the animated series, it hooked me immediately. I don't care. I didn't care if it turned out to be bad. Yeah, the Bat Surfboard PRP. That's fucking too good. Yeah, like Batman in the in the regular show. His utility belt. had quite literally everything conveniently for every single mission. You get fucking bit by a shark and it's attached to your leg. Well, it turns out they have some shark repellent. Boom. Need to disarm a bomb, a big ass bomb. Boom. He's got a fucking bomb defusal kit, right? And so anyway, so that was the charm of that. And it was kind of it's almost like they never, like, the people who made the Batman shows never really got rid of that Batman trope because there's so why the fuck do people call me PRP when there's a regular Nick right next to it?
Yeah, you think
Well,
that
because
guy would be easier to say.
because I just I'm trying to be I'm trying to be expedient with the name. I don't know
I mean,
why.
I call him Jack because I know him, and that's what I call him.
All right, so I just say that guy then.
Yeah, you can say that guy or Jack
All right,
if you can remember
okay.
Jack.
Well, I don't know him by Jack, so that's kind of presumptuous of me. I watched the Campy 60s show a fair bit. It was silly but fun. I don't know how some people insist all Batman must be campy like that, though. Totally correct, First World. Uh, yeah, Batman needed to break away from that campiness because Batman was kind of known for that because more people will watch a TV show more than they'll read a book or a comic book, even though the comic book was or is insanely popular and still is to this day. Like Batman's one of the longest running comic book series of all time so far. I mean, yeah, we still have we still have Superman and the X-Men I guess didn't come till like the 70s, I think. No, 50s, I think. Yeah, because okay, yeah, they're a
Was
part
X
of it.
Men like the
Anyway,
first Marvel thing?
it was I think it was one of the first Marvel things, or it was their first big Marvel thing for Marvel that they did. But then again, I'm not doing a history of comic books. I'm doing
Yeah, you're
the
talking about the
Batman Dark
Dark
Knight.
Knight.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, 82 years of Batman. Really? 82 years of Batman. Has it really been 82 years of Batman? That guy? Oh, we'll have to look that up. But anyway, all right. So bank robbery, Joker baby, big reveal, and it turns out fucking Heath Ledger really did a fucking fantastic fucking Joker, right? So we're getting fast forward. We're getting to his big debut. You got the meeting with all the mobsters, which is I think
Wait, are we
like
talking
the set.
about Tim Burton's Batman or the Dark Knight?
I'm talking about the Dark Knight.
Okay, because the meeting of
Oh,
mobsters made me think of Tim Burton's Batman.
well, there's actually a lot of contrast comparing to the Dark Knight and Batman by Tim Burton, which
To give, I just want to say, to give the audience some perspective, I've literally only ever seen Tim Burton's Batman. That's the only Batman movie I've ever seen, and I didn't care for it that much. So,
Okay, yeah, that guy says it's actually 83 years of Batman because the first Batman comic was in 1939. Okay, all right. Okay, I didn't actually know that. I assumed it was in the 40s and 50s because everything is practically from the 40s and fucking 50s, right? Like if you look at American history, it almost always starts with back in 1950, unless you're talking about World War II, which people do extensively. It's almost entirely in the fucking 80s, unless people really want to like be nostalgic. They'll talk about the Roaring 20s before the Great Depression. Yeah, X-Men wasn't a big success when it was new, if I recall correctly. It wasn't until decades later when they got new writers and changed things up that it truly became a big hit. Yeah. In fact, there was a lot of shit in comic books that didn't
that was
really
First World,
get.
by the way.
Yeah. First World, sorry.
I just want to
Uh,
make sure because this podcast does go up as an archive, so I want to make sure we credit the chats that we read and interact
oh,
with.
Yeah, my bad. Good deal, good deal. Yeah. It wasn't until like the 40s and 50s when everyone started like doing the big reshuffle, getting better ideas. Like, Superman, for instance, he had practically every power in the fucking world, right? And they had to retcon the shit out of it. So he couldn't just fucking do every single little thing. Now he does most things, but at least now it's established, right? Hold on one sec, gotta get some water.
Mo really needs that water. He's gonna die. He's drying up.
Mm. Yeah, man, I just woke up with a dry fucking throat today. But yeah, and you got me talking about fucking comic books and shit. So yeah, naturally, like I'm super super into it. But anyway, yeah, so we get to the mobster meeting in the Dark Knight, and it is a really really great scene because you have them all in there, and then you have the TV guy, which is the Chinese corrupt businessman that said we had to take all of your money without your permission because the cops would get if they got leverage over one of us, they can have leverage over all of us. And in China, when you're found out to be a corrupt businessman, they will kill you. They will execute you because on paper they don't take corruption lightly. They take it extremely seriously. You would say it's one of the very very few things that China does a lot better than the Americans do. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Um so you're getting there, they're all fucking talking, and then you get fucking jokers showing up, and then you get the fucking magic pencil fucking trick, which when you saw the fucking henchman fucking go over there to fucking kick his ass or something, you see Joker grab him by the arm, bam, right into the fucking pencil, and he goes, ta-da! It's gone. And because the fucking pencil went through the fucking henchman's fucking eye into his fucking brain, eraser first, and so he died shittily. It only comes to business because the politicians are corrupt as fuck. Oh yeah, yeah, that guy, definitely. First World says, I didn't realize Batman was only from 1939. I thought he was older than that. Yeah, that's what a lot of people will think too, even though I thought it was in the 40s and 50s. But I was around the correct time. Anyway, so fast forward, you have a ton of really great things going on. You have the chase of Harvey Dent, and that was a really great fucking scene. It's I think my favorite scene out of the entire movie. You have Harvey Dent's descent into madness, becoming Two-Face, because I'm so glad that they kept that continuity because I should probably look up the fucking cast because for the life of me, I forgot the name of the actor who plays
Batman?
Harvey Dent. No, Harvey Dent.
Oh.
No, because he's fucking amazing, and I really, really like him.
Who played
Yeah,
Batman?
because
Christian Bale, right?
no, Christian Bale played fucking Batman. Aaron Eckhart. That's the dude who plays Harvey Dent slash Two Face. Yeah, Michael Caine is Alfred. Maggie Gyllenhaal, who I don't like her acting in every single little movie that
Is that
she's
Jake
done because
Gyllenhaal's sister?
yes, that is Jake Gyllenhaal's sister.
Cool.
Uh, it's only because like not because she's a bad character or a bad actress or anything like that.
It's because
Uh,
she's overshadowed by her brother.
no, I actually don't think so. I think she's a little bit better than fucking Jake is. Like
You
Jake
think
has
Jake Gyllenhaal's sister is better than Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes, objectively, yeah, she's been more better movies than fucking Jake Gyllenhaal was. Jake Gyllenhaal is a great fucking actor. I just think that Maggie Gyllenhaal is a bit better.
Okay. You're
Not by
allowed.
a
You're allowed to
huge
have your wrong opinion. Continue.
not by fuck you. Not by a huge margin or anything. I just think that she's better. Than him. Anyway, so yeah, we have Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Aaron Eckhart, who plays Harvey Dent, Michael Caine, who plays probably, I think, objectively the best Alfred in all of the, and I like all the Alfreds. In fact, I have to say, if you have a bad Alfred, you have a bad Batman. That's why Alfred in Tim Burton's Batman movies, even though number four really sucked, He was really, really good. Hold on one sec.
And then number one was just okay. I don't know about the other three.
No, number 1, 2, and 3 are really, really good. I like number 3. A lot of people don't like number 3, but I liked it a lot.
So my
So,
thing, with Batman, right? To put it in perspective, I've just never been able to get into Batman. Like it's this weird thing where it's just a character that I've never really been able to get into. Like
yeah.
I watched some of Batman the Brave and the Bold on Cartoon Network as a kid. It was never one of my favorite shows. And
That one is an acquired taste because it's I think that guy was pointing at it was either that guy or First World was pointing out. Um it's a little bit campier, but it's still kind of cool, but it's not quite everyone's preferred Batman. It still is a good show,
I've looked back on
but a lot of
clips and it
people
looks like it's a good show, but I had to give it another shot.
yeah.
But the last time I attempted to like get into Batman, I knew there were like two or three like Batman medias that people besides comics, because everybody says the comics obviously, like two or three pieces of Batman media that everybody says are like the best, and Tim Burton's Batman was one of them. So for uh it was actually the first like chosen movie review, because back when I did the Rad movie review podcast, we would each like take turns choosing a movie. But our first episode we did Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage because it was in theaters. And then it came time for me to choose a movie, and I went ahead and went with Tim Burton's Batman because I was like, maybe I'll get into Batman. And it was not that great. It was more a Joker movie than a Batman movie, and all three of us agreed on that. We loved Jack Nicholson. Not so thrilled about Michael Keaton.
I liked Michael Keaton, just because he was sort of coming off. I think the reason why Michael Keaton got picked for Batman is because he was, I think, coming off of Beetlejuice, and he already had an established rapport with Tim Burton, who was the director of Beetlejuice, right? And Beetlejuice was fucking great. Even though, if you really think about it, Beetlejuice is in there for a total of maybe 10 minutes throughout the entire fucking movie, but every scene with Beetlejuice, the character, is fucking great. Like, there's not a boring scene with Beetlejuice in there, right? But we're not talking about Beetlejuice, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so as I was just to finish
Um,
my thought, Dark Knight, I have not seen yet. I have not seen any of that trilogy. I'm told a lot of people seem to think that's going to be what gets me into Batman. I've heard it's very good. I was gonna go see the Robert Pattinson one, but I never got around to it, which might be a blessing in disguise because I think I should watch The Dark Knight over that one. Um, have you seen the Batman? Mo, did you get to go see it?
I haven't got to see it yet because I was waiting to go watch it in a good theater, like a sort of an Alamo Drafthouse ripoff, movie theater in a city that's close to me when I got my income tax check. So no, I haven't been able to go see it yet because I wanted to see it in comfort and I wanted to drink some good beer and eat some good food while I was doing it.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough. And
Yeah, Kim Basinger's character in the third movie
fucking
was
Vicky
what
Vale or somebody
no
else?
no the third one. Yeah,
Okay, because Vicky Vale sucked.
well, no, I liked Vicky Vale in the third one. No,
Vicky
fuck.
Vale was the first one.
No, I think Michelle Pfeiffer was number 2. I could be thinking of number 2.
Yeah, Michelle
I
Pfeiffer is
forgot.
Catwoman.
Yeah, yeah, Pfeiffer's Catwoman and Vicky Vale is Kim Basinger, correct? I think that's right.
Yeah, Kim
So who the
Basinger
fuck
was Vicky Vale in the first one. Yes.
Okay. The third one is the useless character that we could have like. She's literally just there purely for love interest. Now, Vicky Vale, you're totally right. First World, she was there to be romanced and then kidnapped, but she was also there to be the hard hitting go getter fucking reporter. So
She
with
wasn't
nice
great at
legs.
that though. She wasn't
No, she
interesting.
no, all she did was she really did exist just to be kidnapped and be like,
I liked her incel.
Batman's
I
potential.
liked her incel sidekick more than I liked her.
incel sidekick.
Just like this like weird guy who she worked with who like wanted to sleep with her.
Well,
Do you
no,
remember
incels.
that
No,
guy?
incels fucking hate women. He wasn't anything close to an incel. He's probably had pussy before.
Perhaps.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah,
more
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying because like he was simping for Vicky Vale. Oh shit, I'm on Twitch. I can't say that. Oh no. Nobody flagged this stream. Okay, Mo, continue about Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I found Nicole Kidman more interesting love interest because she was a psychologist who helped with Riddler's riddle. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, see, I got a lot of the women because there's not many women in the Batman Tim Burton verse just because they're overshadowed with like a million other fucking characters, right? But Riley saying incel because he can't say the S imp word. His sidecat
The
was
S
definitely,
imp
but
word.
probably not a total incel.
God damn it, we can't say this on Twitch.
No one's
Actually
fucking here.
banned.
No one's here. Who cares? No one's watching us. There's like 3 fucking people and they're
Yeah,
all
to be fair,
chatting.
if we didn't get banned for the death stream where Demi said the F slur, I don't think we're getting banned for this.
Hmm. The joys of obscurity. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, we had a lot of great. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Though it had a lot of great moments in The Dark Knight. I do highly recommend it. There's so many great scenes besides the mobster scene, the chase of Harvey Dent, the fucking very ending of the movie, which I think is probably one of the best endings in movies of all time. At least I think so. And yeah, let's go ahead and hit us with some fun facts real quick. Uh 20 facts you might not know about The Dark Knight. I'm only going to read like
I
some
was
of the
about
good
to
ones.
say, let's not do 20,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Nolan wasn't sure he wanted to make a sequel because he thought that the first the dark I think the Dark Knight Begins or Batman Begins was a fucking really good movie too. It's really largely slept on because everyone talks about how great 2 was and how shit 3 was. Unless you're Tony from Hack the Movies, go check out Hack the
Listen,
Movies.
if it's the movie that fucking Bane posting comes from, I refuse to believe it's
Yeah.
bad. It has to be Kino.
Uh it's sort of Kino, but I hate it at the same time. You should watch The Dark Knight Rises just so you
I'm
can
gonna watch all
check
three
out
at
all the
some
plot
point.
holes and goofy shit. The title was a first for the Cape Crusader. Prior to The Dark Knight, every live action Batman movie had, well, Batman in the title. And that's when they changed it to The Dark Knight instead of Batman 2. So you had all that. Uh,
Batman begin. They should have called it Batman Middles because you have Batman Begins, you do Batman Middles, and then Batman Ends.
Batman ends. Yeah, that would be great. But Nolan didn't have the courage to do so. So now we have, the good title still. Uh, Nolan had no interest in Joker's origin, even though we kind of got that. Though we kind of got that in the movie, though he's also a pathological liar, and also told 2 versions of his origin story, which, if you look, sort of tracks well with the Joker's character in general because Hamill's Joker in the animated series tells Batman, I don't quite remember how everything started. Sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes I remember it another. Oh well, if you're going to have an origin story, might as well make it multiple choice. And so yeah, he kept
How have
that.
we still not made Hamill a live action Joker? I guess we got
Because he doesn't need to be. He
we
doesn't need
got
to
we
be.
got we
He's
got
good.
close in the Flash. I guess he wasn't the Joker. He was the trickster. Different,
Uh,
totally different, distinct villain.
yes, Yes, totally different, distinct villain with no similarities to the Joker whatsoever, okay?
He was great as the
And
trickster, though. That's why I want to see him as the live action Joker because he got to play a live action Psycho as the trickster in the Flash, and he was fucking great. Obviously,
the Trickster's story though in the Flash, and the Flash is also one of my favorite fucking comic book superheroes of all time. He really is. Uh his story is a little bit sad because he only does the things that he does because he's mentally unwell. And he gets caught sometimes like wearing his supervillain outfit, like he'll freak the cops out and really he's just going to the fucking bar, right? Mm, like
yeah.
Once he just sauntered over to the supervillains bar because the supervillains in the DC verse have like little watering holes that they go throughout the fucking world, right? And he was just there, and everyone's kind of freaking out. And Trickster fucking sees Flash and goes, "Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?" He talks to him like he's an old friend of his, right? Because he does like him. And he goes, "Hey, man, have you been on your medication?" Like, "Nah, I don't need this stuff." He goes, "Dude, you're wearing your outfit again." And he looks down and goes, "Uh-oh, I need to take my meds. I'm sorry." And he goes, "Hey, man, don't worry about it. As soon as you're done with your drink, why don't you go check yourself into the hospital and get a refill on your meds?" And he goes and does it. And he even helps Flash a little bit with his little side quest real quick. So
Wow, I didn't know.
it's
I
a
didn't know
little
Trickster
sad.
gets so redeemed in the comics. I'm assuming is what you mean.
No, I mean, well, in one of the Justice League shows,
Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't like the Trickster doesn't really mean to do what he does. He just can't help himself, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, they just used the
Uh,
character of the Trickster in the Flash like TV show as an excuse to have Mark Hamill play an insane man, and they couldn't use the Joker.
well, yeah, yeah, and like he's already got that crossover from the comics and media to fucking Scooby Doo, because like he plays himself in Scooby Doo, but they have that little fucking back and forth in the mystery van, with him like laughing a little bit because
That
they're
was
doing the
very
Batman
recent, I
crossover as
think.
well. Yeah, which I
That
thought was really
Yeah,
cool.
that was from the this new like weird Scooby Doo crossover show, where like every episode they have a new celebrity on the show.
Hmm.
It's called Scooby Doo and Guess Who. I want to go watch that at some point.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Ledger really put his work into the Joker, and he did because it's the role that he died. This is his last movie that he did.
This was released posthumously, right? He was already
Posthumously.
dead. Posthumously, I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah, posthumously. I was about to slap you. Uh,
I,
no,
that's
him.
how the Joker would say
There's
it. Posthumously.
but yeah. All right, I'll give you points for that. But he had a movie that him and Tom Waits were in. So this was his last film that he did, but he also had another movie that came out after this, like about a year or so later. But blah blah blah. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, it was his last film that he did because he died because he accidentally overdosed, I believed, on sleeping pills. Uh, the Hulk could have been the fucking could have been fucking Harvey Dent. Um, who the fuck is Mario Market? The guy who plays the fucking Hulk in the Marvel movies now. What's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. May have been could have been Two Face, but he turned it down because he got casted as the fucking Hulk. So let's see. What's another one?
Give
They
us one more hard hitting fact, Mo.
Oh, okay, okay. Here's one. They unsuccessfully tried to hide where they were filming. And I remember this because there was TV crews and stuff where they got busted during the scene where the fucking semi truck flips up and slams down on its fucking top side. So I thought that was really really cool. There was like a little there was Heath Ledger sort of fucking with the cameraman a little bit, going, "Hey, how you doing?" Arr." He was in his fucking makeup and shit. And if you look at the behind the scenes bonus scene stuff on the DVD or Blu-ray, they explain how that whole shot happened, and it's actually really really cool because had to put a hydraulic press that shot up in such a fucking speed where it fucking they had to put wires on the damn thing too and help fucking and fucking like flip it on its fucking top. But when that scene happened and Batman did the fucking little stunt thing with his fucking bike, everyone in the theater that was went woo woo and did a little quick little clap. It was a fucking good scene. It's
Hell
like one of
yeah.
the best in the film. Anyway, yeah, man, That's The Dark Knight, and it's my number 6 movie on here, man. I fucking love the shit out of the movie. It's a great movie.
All right, folks. Dark Knight, smart schmite. Okay, I got a number 6 for you.
Didn't know Dark Knight was a cyberpunk movie.
Fucking Jack. All right, my number 6 film is 1992 drama, sort of. It's just listed as a drama, but I'd say it's also a comedy. 1992 film starring Al Pacino and fucking, hold on, what's his name? Chris O'Donnell is his name. 1992's Scent of a Woman is my
Scent of a
number
Wo-
6 list on my list.
Okay, all right. You get some fucking claps for that, because that's a damn good movie. That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
So, Scent of a Woman, for those unfamiliar, as I said, it does star Al Pacino, great man. Is a film about a prep school student who takes a job to sort of babysit this old man, and he's this blind, irritable sort of war veteran. And then this man drags him on a fucking like cross country trip to, I believe, New York. Yes, to New York City. And he gets them a big fancy hotel room. They're going to fucking casinos and shit. And it's like this whole crazy adventure. But Charlie, who is the boarding school kid played by Chris O'Donnell, realizes that Al Pacino's character, Frank Slade, intends to kill himself on this trip. And
Charlie, you pimply little preppy, I'm gonna kill myself.
yep.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha!
Yeah, that's sort of his thing in the movie. He goes hoo-ha because he's a fucking former vet, and that's what he remembers from his time in the fucking military.
Yeah, certainly. There's so many good scenes in this movie. I've actually talked about it before. It was a very special episode of my old movie review podcast because I got my friend Julian, which is unfortunately the only podcast I've ever done with him because he might be one of the most interesting people I know. But we did a review on Scent of a Woman, and it was funny because it worked out perfectly because that was back when I was doing the show with Ian, but like we were like fighting, so we weren't making new episodes, and I found it very humorous that Julian has Ian in it. It just adds the Jewel in the beginning. So I did this podcast with him, but I released it as the Riely and Ian movie review podcast, but there was in parentheses Jewel in front of Ian. That was the joke. It was the Riely and Jewel Ian movie review podcast. And he actually did turn me on to this film, and I'm very grateful to him for that. Because just a great film. This is really my first time getting familiar with Al Pacino. I've never seen The Godfather. I've seen some of Scarface, but that was after I'd already seen Scent of a Woman. So yeah, this is really my first time being familiar with Al Pacino, who is a very talented man. Frank Slade is a vibe. Such a great character.
Yeah, Pacino is a really, really great actor. It's just that sometimes, like, he just gets a little bit too goofy with some of his fucking roles, and he really is one of those actors that, if you give him a fucking minute, or if you give him an inch, he'll take a fucking mile. You know what I mean?
Yeah, certainly. But so there's so much good about this movie. So one of the inciting actions in the movie is that there's like this big prank that Charlie gets blamed for at his school, and he's gonna get expelled. And that's like one of the best scenes of the movie is he's at his like expulsion hearing, and fucking Frank Slade gives this epic speech of, about how good of a kid he is and how this school is fucking stupid for trying to kick him out. It was a great scene. There was of course the big dramatic emotional scene where Frank Slade declares that he's gonna kill Charlie and then himself, and they have like this big emotional exchange. This whole film is just great. I think it easily deserves a spot on the list. I loved every minute of it. I'm glad that I was introduced to this film. I'm gonna have to watch more of Al Pacino's filmography, because I really did like him in this movie. But yeah, Mo, I guess if you've seen it, you're familiar. So, what are some things you want to say about Scent of a Woman?
Oh well, God, it's been a long ass fucking time since I've seen Sense of a Woman. I remember. Hold on one sec. Sorry, it was something in the damn back of my throat this entire fucking time. Um, the scene where he's at, I think, Pacino's at his family's house and they're having the
Yeah,
dinner, and I think one of the uncles fucking pops off and starts fucking like running his mouth like he's fucking somebody, right? And Pacino fucking grabs him by the fucking throat in that fucking kind of grip. Like, dude, I will fucking kill you right here and fucking now. And he freaks his family out, and you kind of figure out why he's kind of alone. And he doesn't, well, he's not alone. He's kind of alone to him. And his side of the family doesn't really talk very often because of like his explosive temper, because of his time in war and the time in the military, and because he doesn't fucking take to fucking people popping off like they're fucking hot shit. And he got what he fucking deserved. All those guys fucking windpipe fucking crushed, and he fucking deserved it. And
yeah,
then there
certainly.
was the whole scene where Charlie is having to explain himself in front of the student body, plus all the heads of the fucking college, or I guess it would be school, like it's a preppy private school, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. He has to explain himself in front of the entire school plus staff, and the whole scene was like it was before sappy scenes in movies were really a thing. That was kind of one of the big ones that kind of launched that sort of scene in movies, and it was really really well done. I don't remember too much of the movie, but I remember liking it a whole lot. And at the very end of the movie, he finally feels Charlie's face, and he just like slaps it like good kid, because the fucking little like niece told him he doesn't like zits. He thinks they're gross. He thinks you're gross if you have them or something like that. So that was kind of that weird, like he was comfortable in getting to know him, and he gets him off of the fucking prank
Yeah, he
charge.
gives a fucking killer speech. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's definitely a great movie. It's definitely a Kino fucking Pacino film.
Kino Pacino.
Yeah.
Hey! Do you know that Al Pacino didn't go to the Oscars this year because he forgot?
Uh, well, who told you that?
What a fucking hero! I believe I saw it on Twitter. It might not be real, but it sounds real. Sounds like something
I
Al
mean,
Pacino would do from what I've read about him.
with the kind of career he has, like you don't have to go to an awards show unless you're actually getting one.
He forgore.
For gore,
He forgore.
he forgore the award.
He forgore the award. But yeah, this film is fucking great. I think it's really touching at the end. How like at the beginning of the movie he fucking hates his grandkids, and then he plays with his little granddaughter at the end. That was cute. We're talking like Chippo because we want to, Jack. So why don't you go Chippo fuck yourself? I don't know where I was going with that.
What the fuck is Chippo?
Beats me. So yeah, Scent of a Woman, good movie. I think that's how you succinctly do an entry on a top 10 list, folks. But up,
What is that? Some sort of knock between on
yes.
mine? Bitch, everyone fucking loves Batman. The fucking chat was blowing up and popping off
No,
because
you
of
didn't. No,
fucking Batman,
I'm
bitch.
joking around. You're right. You're right.
Bitch. I'll fucking talk about the goddamn Batman, motherfucker. Remind me
All
to
right.
link Riley to the Chippo green text.
Don't talk about the goddamn Batman, motherfucker. Talk about your number five.
I'll talk about my number 5, and It's near and dear to my heart because it starts off the top
Batman
5
Begins.
ones. It's this is another Kevin Smith entry, and it fought a lot of the movies that I really really love the shit out of. But in to be honest,
If you say
this
if
is
you say Medea, I'm leaving.
Medea. What the fuck is Medea?
I'm thinking the wrong person. Never mind.
Yeah, Kevin Smith, man, not fucking what's his name that fucking does the Medea
Tyler
movies.
Perry.
No, not Tyler. Yeah, that's like so fucking far from Kevin Smith.
I don't know how I got
Perry.
that mixed up. I was
how
like,
you get
shit.
Tyler from Kevin and fucking Perry from Smith?
Listen, okay. I have
You're
nothing. I have no
fucking
defense.
oh Jesus, Riely, god damn it. Anyway, yeah, so Chasing Amy is my like fifth fucking
If you
is
see
what
game, famous Britney Spears song.
shut up. Shut up. All right? Shut the fuck up.
Britney Spears said the
Anyway,
fuck word in her song.
I fucking hate Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, man. I hated that. There was like a long time in the late 90s and early 2000s where music just sucked. And they're largely boy bands and underage jailbait fucking acts are largely responsible for that. Anyway, so Chasing Amy. Why didn't I pick Dogma or fucking Jane Silent Bob Strike Back? Because Chasing Amy, I watch and I almost sob uncontrollably. I have never cried because of a movie. This one made me come real close because it reminded me of an ex girlfriend I had, and this is like some of this, not all of it. Some of this was kind of in this movie, you know. So blah blah blah. Fast forward, fast forward. Banky and Holden, they're comic book writers, right? Yeah, I know I got a lot of comic book heavy stuff in here. I'm sorry. Anywho, so they they're doing a comic book. I think it's Banky who fucking meets a fucking chick from in a comic book in the obscure indie comic book section of the comic convention that they're at, and so they kind of hook up a little bit as friends. And he finds out Banky finds out that she's or no, it's
They make out as friends, you know.
no, they I think it's Holden McNeil. Yeah, it's fucking Holden McNeil. Banky is the inker. I'm sorry. So who is played by fucking Ben Affleck. So Affleck finds fucking Joey Lauren Adams, who's just all sorts of super hot, and finds out that she's a lesbian and they're not going to have a relationship, but they hang out like like the like men and women usually do, which is sort of this movie is the answers the big question: can men and women who are single just be friends? And that answer is a real emphatic and tragic no. No, my number 5 doesn't have extra dip. Number 2 and 1 does, however.
Two
But
number
anyway,
nines, a number nine large.
yeah, that guy in First World have been doing fucking that joke like since the start. But anyway, so it's an emphatic fucking no, right? Hold on one second, I'm getting a fucking phone call. Shit.
Let this fucking ringer on. Fucking trap music or some shit. Well, folks, since Mo is in here, I guess I'll tell you his number 4, I believe, is the movie Cuties. He really he adores that film. he he told me in confidence how much he loves that film. He rewatches it every day. It's his nightly viewing. You see, a Mega Man ringtone is respectable, Jack. I don't know what that was. I think that was just like some fucking music you found. But yeah, Moediggity, big fan of the film Cuties. I believe he said his number three was Lolita, also a film he really enjoys. Stanky chip tune. Oh shit! It seems like he's taking a while to wrap up this phone call. What are some more pedophile movies I could accuse him of liking? There's Cuties, there's Lolita. I feel like there has to be more. He won a cruise. Yep. He's giving them his social security number because he won the cruise.
We got
Sorry,
assignment
I'm
for the
almost
regulars,
done. My bad.
please.
What the fuck was that? A cruise to the seas of the moon of Europa. Maybe, Jack. That just might be what it is. But yeah, no, stay tuned for number four and number three when Mo talks about cuties and Lolita.
Oh, what the fuck did I just walk into? What the fuck? No, I won't be talking about any of them. No, no, I will not.
And I, I,
Sorry,
thought,
that
I thought you
was
said that was number four and number three was cuties and
no,
Lolita.
no, that was not number. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, and so to answer your other question with the trap music, that's actually the club music in Black Ops 2. And me and my brother play fucking like Cold War and Black Ops and other like Call of Duty shooter games, like with each other all the time. So I thought that was a cool fucking uh song for ringtone for him. Anyway, so yeah, fast forward, girls are lesbian, boys and men and women who are single can't really be friends. Can't really be friends even if they're married or have a boyfriend anyway. So it's a basically a real tragic fucking story. And it ends with ruin, and it ends super super sad, and we don't get a conclusion until the new Jay and Silent Bob movie that recently came out a couple of years ago. So if you love this movie, go watch that movie. And Chasing Amy fans get a huge fucking closure, and I think that's why I really really like new Jay and Silent Bob movie, because Chasing Amy I think is my favorite fucking Kevin Smith movie. Anyway, let's do a couple of let's do some fun facts real quick.
I just want
Uh,
to hold on real quick before you get into that. I just want to say I think it's a little bit weird. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen one movie you've talked about yet, unless I'm
really?
remembering wrong.
Oh, so you haven't seen The Departed or Mallrats,
Nope.
Spaceballs,
No
The Dark Knight, or
Spaceballs,
The
no
Dark
Dark
Crystal?
Knight, no Dark Crystal. Yep, I have not seen a
Oh,
single movie you've mentioned.
well, of course I fucking like would say like yeah, this is definitely the movie, a bunch of movies that you should check out. Anyway, so like a fun fact is this movie is loosely based off of Kevin Smith and Joey Lauren Adams' relationship with each other. I don't think that they're gay. I don't think that she was gay. I think he put that in there just to sort of separate it enough. But a lot of the fighting in that movie were arguments that were based off of their fights and their relationships and all that. and blah blah blah. And so there was that. Let's see. It was originally going to be a PG-13 movie set in high school, but they said no to that because Mallrats. It was kind of close to the sort of like the feel of Mallrats, and he wanted to move away just a little bit. Uh, to sort of differentiate itself from Mallrats and Chasing Amy, because Mallrats was a huge fucking flop. And so another movie, Miramax, who distributed this movie, didn't want Kevin Smith to do that. They also wanted Jon Stewart, David Schwimmer, for those of you who remember David Schwimmer from Friends fame, and Drew Barrymore to star in
Which
the
friend was
movie.
he?
The shitty one. And spoiler alert, they all suck because Friends suck. Anyway, Ben Affleck was involved in every step of the writing
He wasn't
process.
Joey, was he? That's the only good friend.
No, they're all bad. They're all bad.
No, Joey's a good friend. I like that guy.
Ugh. Anyway, uh, yeah, Miramax sort. I think this fun fact is a little bit redundant to number one, but Miramax wanted Smith to open up a little bit and like tell an emotional story, which is essentially everything that they say in this little blurb they said in number one. So I'm not going to fucking bother it. And I'll go ahead and end on this one. Uh, it was shot in 20 days. So
Oh shit, that's a
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
short turnaround.
it was let's see, Jason Lee. According to Jason Lee, there were 4 5-day weeks of rehearsal, followed by 4 5-day weeks of shooting. Lee said it was one of the smoothest productions he had ever been a part of because Jason Lee is like a real big actor. So, let's see if there's is there anything else. Jason Mewes was really eating sugar while Silent Bob made his speech. So, like, while in one of the movies, what Silent Bob does is he'll give like a little speech in his shit because that's his shtick, right? And so apparently to keep from laughing or to make fucking Kevin like flub up his line a little bit, Jason Mewes would fucking do goofy shit like during like the take, like he goes, "Come on, man, I want to go smoke." And fucking Kevin goes, "Yeah, man, hold on a second, we'll go fucking smoke." And he start fucking cracking up and fucking laughing. And they had to reshoot the whole fucking scene. So the best scene that they got was Jason Mewes just pouring a bunch of sugar in a cup and eating it with the fucking spoon, right? And so they couldn't do anything. They weren't ready to do they couldn't do anything else with any of the other clips because they were pretty much unsalvageable. So that was the best one they got. And so yeah, that was Chasing Amy, folks. I recommend going to see it. Check it out, man. It's fucking awesome. Great movie. It might make you cry if you're sensitive.
All right. All right, folks. Well, it is that time to start our number five.
Oh, okay, okay, because it's been an hour now. Are you sure that we don't need to like,
No, we're gonna keep going. I think.
Okay, we're going to keep going then? Okay,
Yes.
all right, hell yeah, we're actually getting more than 2 movies in.
Yeah, unless the stream dies again.
Don't fucking say it out loud, it'll hear you. The internet will hear you and then shit itself.
Okay, folks, before the number five, it is the time you've all been waiting for. The time I expose
Number
myself.
5. Ew, pervert.
The time I exposed myself as a generic mouth breathing moviegoer by
Oh
talking about
god.
a Marvel movie, folks. Number
Oh
five
Christ.
is
Hold on.
Avengers Infinity War, folks.
All right, I won't shit on you because you picked the good one out of the two-parter.
Yes, of course. I think Endgame does not deserve the bad rap it started to gain, but Infinity War is definitely the best movie.
Well,
100%.
Endgame was doomed from the start because you knew what was going to happen. You knew that there's no fucking way they would let Black Panther die. Spoiler alert, they failed miserably and spectacularly at that. And yeah, it was sort of like
Oh, god damn it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But Yeah, I thought Infinity War was like head and shoulders like way above fucking Endgame.
1,000%. And here's the thing, right? I was never into the Marvel movies, right? This is what did it for me. I had seen the original
Really?
Avengers, and I think that was it. That was the only MCU movie I had seen. Oh no, no, I saw the original Avengers, and I tried to watch Thor: The Dark World, and I could not get past the first 30 minutes. That was my MCU experience pre Infinity War. I left the we no me and my grandmother took me to go see Thor: The Dark World, and we left the fucking booth, and we went and watched Kung Fu Panda 2 instead. We just snuck into
I
Kung Fu Panda 2.
I like Kung Fu Panda series. Like about a year ago, I watched all three of them. Or no, not a year ago. I think probably about 6 months ago, sometime last year.
Did
I
you hear there's
watched
gonna be
all
a new
three.
series and Jack Black is coming back?
Oh, cool. Nice. Dude, yeah, fucking the Kung Fu Panda series, even the little fucking shorts are fucking great. And I really love the shit out of them. And I like number 3. And people shit on number 3 a whole lot.
Yeah. Also, Baz just said penis in chat. Very very riveting, Baz. So anyway,
Penis.
Avengers Infinity War, folks. This movie was really fucking good. It was a whole big event, and that's what got me to go see it, even though I had no like Marvel knowledge. It's just that everybody, fucking everybody, was like Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War. Did you guys see the new Avengers Infinity War? And I was like, all right, whatever. My grandmother takes me to the movie theater all the time. I guess I'll see Infinity War. Uh, God damn it, fucking Rory with the Dungeons and Dragons in chat again.
That movie did suck if he's talking about the movie.
He's not. He's talking about the game.
Oh, well, you can suck penis, bitch. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck
Riley
off,
likes
Baz.
Riley likes Pokemon, so I wouldn't take his opinion seriously.
Fuck up, Baz. Anyway, Avengers Infinity War. You got Thanos. He's one of the coolest villains I've ever seen. You got all sorts of crazy characters. You got Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, very good. Tom Holland as Spider Man, which I'm a huge Spider Man fan now. Everybody knows that I'm a huge Spider Man fan. I was never into Spider Man as a kid. This movie got me into Spider Man. I liked Tom Holland in this film so much that it got me to go back to other Spider-Man media, and now I am a Spider-Man fan.
I'll go ahead and I'll echo that same sentiment too because I didn't think that I would like the new Spider-Man movies because I liked the Amazing Spider-Man series well enough. I liked it, but I was also kind of soured that the fact that they canceled that until this recent one, and I didn't think that the first three Spider-Man movies were very good, even though everyone seems to fucking love the shit out of them. And this last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, fucking vindicates me in saying that everyone wanted the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 3. All right, they do, and Amazing Spider-Man 3 needs to fucking come out.
But anyway, though, the Tom Holland films do not suck, and I don't know, a little spoiler alert, we might be talking about one of them later in this list, and it might not be No Way Home.
I
I don't know.
I I I, I thought 1 and 3 were better than 2. I think 2 is the weaker out of the 3 Spider-Man movies in my opinion.
I've heard Uncharted was crap. I have not seen Uncharted yet.
Yeah, I have like I knew that Uncharted the Uncharted movie was going to be shit by the fucking trailer because they show you everything in the trailer. If you watch the trailer, you pretty much saw the fucking movie. That way, the number one rule, the little unwritten rule is the shorter the trailer, the better the movie. The shittier the movie, the longer the trailer normally is.
But yeah, so Infinity War, so many good characters. Also, Chris Pratt as Star Lord is very good. But pretty much every character in this movie was fucking Kino. And they somehow having to fit so many characters in this movie, they did it right. Like I didn't
Yeah,
feel
they
like
did.
there was
They
a lot
did.
of underutilization in this movie, besides maybe like Captain America, but that gets vindicated in Endgame. So, um, but
Well,
yeah,
because I think they pulled a lot of scenes from her because apparently there was a little bit more Captain America stuff in there, but because she did the thing that you're not supposed to do, which is shit talk the fans online. Like there was just a bunch of bullshit with
that's
her.
Captain Marvel. I said Captain
Captain
America.
Marvel. Oh, Captain America. Fucking sorry. I'm thinking Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel
No, I
was
think
not
that
in
was
this
plenty.
movie.
I think no, she was in there for like a couple of scenes. Like she got
She
fucking
was in
shit on by Rocket
Endgame.
Raccoon.
She was not in
No,
Infinity War.
she was in Infinity War for like a scene. She got shit on by Rocket Raccoon.
And she
Remember,
wasn't
like, what are you
even
gonna do? Get another haircut?
the post. That's Endgame.
No, that's fucking that's Infinity
No,
War.
it's not. The post-credit scene of Infinity War is Nick Fury fading away as he tries to call Captain Marvel. And that was like the big reveal. We hadn't
Oh,
seen Captain Marvel yet.
okay. All right. Sorry. I guess that was an Endgame. All right, that is one of my favorite scenes in Endgame, though.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Uh but yeah, he was like maybe the least used, but I think everybody was still used quite well. I'm talking about Captain America.
Well, yeah, but Captain America is like very well established, though, so they didn't really need to use him a whole lot.
That's true, but we did get a lot of Tony Stark, so which is why
Mm.
it seemed weird to get less Steve Rogers when we got a pretty good Tony Stark spotlight. But you know, we got our Steve Rogers fix in Endgame. But yeah, this film is just really good. I think it was worth the hype. I was super jazzed coming out of the theater. Well, I was obviously emotionally affected too because it was like holy shit. You don't expect like a fucking milk toast Marvel movie to end that way, for fucking Thanos to snap his fingers and for everybody we know and love to fucking fade away and die. we we watch Spider-Man beg for his life as he slowly fades to dust. You know how many children probably fucking started crying at that point? All of
Oh,
them is the answer.
yeah, yeah, and if they knew that Black Panther was gonna be the huge fucking hit that it was, I guarantee you they wouldn't have killed T'Challa either in that
Well,
movie.
T'Challa comes
So
back in Endgame.
he comes back, but there's like no fucking way that they would have done that because like I think a lot of people like freaked the fuck out when he faded away when he ashed up.
But yeah, the snap scene. So much power in that snap scene, so much emotional effect. Like when it starts, when Thor tries to kill Thanos and he says you should have gone for the head, and then he fucking snaps. They've been trying to prevent this the whole movie, and he fucking does it, and people just start fading away. Everybody fucking, did Bucky fade away? Yeah, Bucky and like a bunch of other people we watch fade away. We watch Rocket Raccoon watch as Groot fucking dies. Okay, Jack says the emotion gets ruined by Far From Home. I mean, Far From Home is about a bunch of teenagers, so like it's kind of. I feel like that makes sense. Like the way that it's handled in Far From Home kind of does make sense. Like, cause we in the real world, like a tragedy happens, and then maybe if it gets solved, we kind of don't care anymore. And that was Far From Home. Like, oh, everybody died, everybody's back. Iron Man died. That kind of sucks. We'll do like a little tribute for him, and yeah, that makes sense. That was a very human response to the snap, I think. But anyway, enough about Spider-Man: Far From Home because I've said it all before. It's the weakest of the trilogy. So yeah, Rocket Raccoon watches a Groot fades away, T'Challa fucking dies, and then of course Spider-Man begging for his life. Tom Holland sold that shit. That was heart wrenching. Fucking, he like jumps into Tony Stark's arms and he's like, I don't want to go, please. It was so fucked.
And then suddenly, and I didn't see this happening, but then the same scene after that, you have Doctor Strange says what he says, then suddenly he fucking dies too.
Yeah, Doctor Strange dies. Pretty much everybody except for like the original Avengers and like Rocket Raccoon die.
Yeah, everyone got
And
Ash.
Ant-Man didn't die, I guess.
Well, Ant-Man didn't die because he wasn't
He
in the
wasn't in the
universe.
movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, he wasn't in the universe. Like in Endgame, they explained that because he was in the fucking microverse or
Yeah, so they
whatever they're
thought he
calling
died in
that.
the snap, but then he came out of the microverse. That was the plot of Endgame. Was like they thought he was dead, but that he came out. And yeah. Ant Man is the main character of Avengers Endgame, which is a really weird choice. um, so yeah, Infinity War really good. The snap scene super powerful. So many good action scenes. So many good character moments. This film has it all. Now it is not. It is not the best Marvel movie because there is one more Marvel movie on my list, but it's pretty damn good. Avengers Infinity War number 5. There you go, folks. Moediggity number 4, if you would.
Number four. All right, so we talked about comic book movies. Now we're going to get back to the crime drama movies. My number four is The Usual Suspects. The Usual Suspects is a really, really great film. As stars, it's kind of like it's kind of a heist film. It's criminals that stole from a bigger criminal, and that bigger criminal is wanting revenge for that. And there's like twists and turns and shit like that. Like basically, someone's this all started because one of the criminals in the movie stole a truck full of firearms that was headed toward the bigger criminals, Kaiser Sose's fucking people, right? And so they tracked him down, and the cops tracked down what they thought were the credible suspects in the heist. And so they did this whole thing. The first like 5 minutes of the film is the cops rounding up all these criminals in real humiliating fucking ways. Like got fucking they get busted at their jobs. The rich one, the main characters
Real quick, Mo, I
gets
just want to
busted.
say, keep talking about the movie. I do have to piss briefly though, so I'll be gone for like a minute.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. So yeah, they get busted in real humiliating ways. They get fucked with by the cops. And so what happens is the main guy, the main criminal, Kaiser Sose, tells the five of them, "Listen, I need this. I think a shipment of gold or money or whatever is valuable shit from this ship, and I don't expect most of you to survive this because it is going to be like a pretty crazy fucking heist. But those of you who do survive can split up the money in however or whichever ways that you want, right? So yeah, so basically TLDR, a lot of them died, some didn't, and I recommend going to see that movie when you can, because if you like if you like twists and turns and all that shit, if you like what the twist, this movie has it. It's like a early 90s movie. So it's definitely one of the good ones. But anyway, so let's see. Let's do some fun facts about the movie. It all began with a simple fucking starting point, which was this script called Public Access. And they started talking. It was just about a bunch of criminals meeting a police lineup, and that's how they were. That's how they started off, because it was just going to be like a 30-minute short about all these criminals coming together and talking. And that scene made it into the movie. The first like 20-ish movie, 20-ish minutes of the movie. Excuse the 20-ish movie. What the fuck? Yeah, 20-ish minutes into the movie, they do that scene. And that's where they start coming up with like heist ideas and shit. So they arrested all of them, and then they made a fucking criminal organization, and they do a bunch of heists in the movie, and it's a good criminal heist movie. I would say that. But anyway, fast facts and all that stuff. Let's see.
All right.
Al Pacino was almost in the film, but he had just starred in Heat, and he decided that he didn't want to play another cop type figure. So he said it would be one of the biggest regrets of his career, Pacino said, not taking the role of the usual suspects. So there we go. We have some Pacino lore for you. Uh,
A Pacino Kino fact.
yes, Kino Pacino fact.
Can we start a podcast called Pacino Kino and just like review every Al Pacino movie?
Oh god, I don't know how long I could talk about Al Pacino though.
Well, we're reviewing movies. It's just every movie that Al Pacino's ever been in, and we call the show
uh,
Pacino Kino.
Pacino Kino, maybe. I that would be kind of fun. Some of the actors had a real short of windows of availability to get into the movie. Like they are one of them. Let's see, I think it was Brian Singer said he wanted a parliamentary for for another role at the beginning, but he wasn't originally available. Then he had to then he had an opening in his schedule, but it was only a brief one, and the director only had a week of availability, but they made it work. Getting parliamentary to signed on is actually what helped secure the financing for The Usual Suspects. Benicio del Toro decided to get weird on the film. Uh, let's see. He figured his character only existed to show that Kaiser Soze will not be messed with. Thus, Del Toro decided Finster didn't really matter, so he said it didn't really matter how he acted. So he just fucking acted like a fucking weirdo. That's why you got the accent, and that's why you had everything. And then you had the scene leading to his death, and they bury him, they hand bury him in the fucking on the beach, in like a little cave on the beach. So let's see. Macquarie got the names of the characters from his work life, so they're all named off of real people. Let's see. One shooting day went on forever. The underground garage robbery took a while. It took 18 hours to actually do, and there was also an accident that was left in the film because they didn't have time to fucking get rid of it. Redfoot, Stephen Baldwin's character, flicks a cigarette at McManus and it was supposed to get him back in, right? But he fucking flicked it in his fucking face, and so the reaction that you get from him, uh, it's the reaction that you see him give on the film is genuine, it's for real. And we'll end on this. Uh, the movie won 2 Oscars, so it did
Hey,
really, really well for its time. So yeah, I recommend going to see The Usual Suspects if you love crime drama and heist films, because it's a heist film that's a lot different. Like the whole point of the movie are isn't just one heist; it's all the heists and the gathering of the organization of the criminals is accidental. Like these people would have never sought each other out in real life, so it's not like it's not like a bunch of other like Ocean's 11 or 12 or 13. It's not like half the movie is gathering the group. You know what I mean? It's kind of accidental. So it's just bad guys want to do bad shit and get paid for it. So yeah, fucking great movie.
there you
Go
go.
check it out. Usual Suspects. Number 4.
All right, my number four. We're back in comic book movies, but it's not your usual DC or Marvel comics. We're talking about a little different type of comic that was adapted into a film. My number four is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Good choice. Good choice.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, a comic book adaptation about a young man named Scott Pilgrim who falls in love with a girl named Ramona Flowers, but there's one problem, there's one issue. She's got 7 evil exes that he has to defeat in deadly combat, and the whole it's such a good movie. I love the like video game aesthetic they go for with a lot of the sound effects and like the action. The actors in it are great. Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim, great choice. You got fucking what's her fucking name? The chick who played Julie. She's like a known
Julie.
actor. Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza. That's the one. She was Julie, which is a very good comedically angry character. Um, There's a whole lot of good talent in this movie. This movie is very well made, directed by Edgar Wright, who has come to be my first like director. Like you know how people who are actually into movies have like directors that they like. um,
Oh, he's your first. Oh, that's so
yeah,
cute.
he's my first because I've never really been into films for like most of my life, and now I'm kind of starting to get into it. And Edgar Wright's he's kind of my guy. Edgar Wright has some pretty good films, and he made this film, Scott Pilgrim. Um, so many good moments, good scenes. You got the fights with the seven evil X's. Uh, it's just so good, man. I don't even know what to say. I've done a podcast about this one too. That's the that's the unfortunate thing about having a movie review podcast is I've already talked about a lot of these ad nauseum. But
It's a movie podcast about movies. Enjoy my food over here.
yeah, it's the podcast. It's about movies.
Yeah. What else you need, man? Some movies and podcasts about movies. Shut up.
But yeah, just the way this movie is like paced, it's like very kinetic, which is kind of Edgar Wright style. Shaun of the Dead had that same kind of feel, where like it's just kind of things are moving from scene to scene in like a very like fast way, but not in like a bad way, in a very good way. Things are like moving kinetically, and I love all the characters. Wallace, another standout. Scott Pilgrim's gay roommate, very good character. I think one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when so Scott has his ex girlfriend Knives, who's like obsessed with him throughout the film. This young little high school girl, and she shows up to like come see him at his house, and she Wallace opens the door and like starts talking to her, and then she's like, "Is Scott here?" And then Scott fucking jumps out the window, and then Wallace says, "He just left."
Yeah, I really enjoy that movie. Like every so often, I'll just go back and I'll start watching it again, and it's just as good as the first time I've watched it. So it stands the test of time so far.
It actually
I
got better
wish
with
it.
time for me because I believe I gave it an 8 out of 10 when we first reviewed it. That score is revised to a 10. Like I've rewatched this movie like 5 times and I fucking adore watching this movie. Very good, number 4 on my list. Uh,
I really wish that we got a little bit more from. Like I would have loved to have seen. Like I would have loved to have seen a sequel. Uh, to uh, to Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That would have been a lot of fun. I would have enjoyed that a lot.
yeah, it's just unfortunate that the comic was very limited run. Like it was just a 6 volume like one and done story, so there wasn't any like source material to go off for a sequel.
Well, I would have been fine with the movie or like a little like short animated series. Like I thought the animated style that they did for the game, and which the game got screwed, and then after years
The
of
game is
bitching and
based on
moaning,
the
it finally came
comics, I
back.
believe. It is
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
perfect
See,
recreation.
yeah, I would have enjoyed that like a lot.
Well, Mo, I got
I
some good
think
news for you. They are making a
really.
Scott Pilgrim animated series. It's coming to Netflix.
Oh no shit.
Yep, it's true.
Nice, nice, nice.
I don't think they're getting the same actors back because I don't know if Michael Cera is gonna voice a fucking animated Netflix show. But
I mean, why wouldn't he? Everyone else is. That's where the money's at.
I guess fair enough. We'll see if they get any of the original cast back.
I mean, it's not like Michael Cera's like weighed down by Oscar-winning films at the moment. Like how many? It's not like he's like bogged down by super serious like tons of work or anything.
That's true.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind. I would hope that we got him back. But it doesn't have to be. Like I'm fine with like a total recasting and all that of like all the characters. That's cool.
Yeah, certainly. But yeah, the 2010 film, very good. I would recommend it to anybody easily, and easily or earns number 4 of my spot, number 4 on my list. Not quite breaking the top 3, but it was close. It was tempting to swap around number 3 and number 4, but in the end, I had to give it to my number 3, which I will talk about soon. But before that, Mo Diggity's got to talk about his number 3
Well, I actually want to talk about your favorite scene and
in Scott Pilgrim.
yeah, and Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, because I want to talk about that for just a couple more minutes because I really like that film a lot.
Okay, fair enough.
It didn't. It sucks though because like there's so many movies that I love the fuck out of, and that just couldn't crack this top 10 list because like it's going up against like The Departed and Mallrats and The Dark Knight and The Usual Suspects and stuff, and I couldn't like just put it on there, but it ranks up there. Like it does. Like it would crack like the top 20, I think, at the very least.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, my favorite scene. That's definitely a hard nut to crack. There's so much good in this movie. Probably. So I guess my favorite action scene. I have to split it up into favorite action scene and favorite comedy scene. Uh, my favorite action scene was probably Ramona fighting the ninja chick with the hammer. That was pretty dope. That fight was really well done with the ninja chick, and then the end where she like exploits her secret like orgasm spot at the back of her knee, and that's how she beats her.
That's such a weird fucking spot to get off on, man. Like the back of the knee, really? Okay. I mean, I'm into it, whatever. Like but it's just it was such a weird fucking spot.
Yeah, but yeah, that exchange was really funny. The exchange like when she does that move. But fuck brain. Okay. My favorite comedy scene is probably the Crash and the Boys scene, where they go on stage and Wallace is like heckling them the whole time. Like they come up on the stage and they're like, "We're Crash and the Boys," and then Wallace is like, "Is that girl a boy too?"
Yeah, his heckling is fucking great. It's like, don't worry, guys, take your time. It's not like this is a competition or
Not a race,
anything.
guys. No, he says not a race, guys, because they played a song and it
Oh,
was like 2 seconds long. So he says not a race, guys.
yeah, I love that fucking band's music so fucking much, man.
This song is called "We're So Sad." We're so very, very sad. So sad. Thank you.
It fucking sucks because they get fucking disintegrated. Like right in the after their fucking sets.
Does
So there's
Matthew
not going to be
Patel
if they,
fucking disintegrate them?
yeah, they fucking die in the movie.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like the whole band gets disintegrated. I think in the intro or something like
Like when
the
Matthew
intro,
Patel
the
shows
one that
up?
I think, yeah, the first fucking Evil X or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Matthew
yeah,
Patel shows up and he's like, Scott Pilgrim! And then he fucking attacks him. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim is good. It got me into the comics, which are also really great. This is Riley's recommendation corner, by the way. If anybody here, including Mo, hasn't heard of this. So my exposure to the Scott Pilgrim comic actually comes from the YouTube comic dub that was done by the YouTuber Smeef. A very recent thing. In fact, he's not done with it yet. The last volume is coming soon. But it's a really fucking well done comic dub, and I'm really glad that it existed so that I could consume the Scott Pilgrim comics because it was a really great way to do it. Like I almost think about this comic more than I think about the movie when I'm thinking about these characters and like how they sound and how they act. That is how good this comic dub is. So if anybody hasn't seen the Scott Pilgrim comics at all, or if they're looking to reread them, I highly recommend Smeef's Scott Pilgrim comic dub on YouTube. Fucking great.
I've heard of Smeef before. I forgot what it was that I heard about him though. Or like
Probably
I've
about
heard.
the Scott Pilgrim comic dub. That's what he's known for.
Oh well, I remember hearing that name like a long ass time ago.
That might be true too. He is like a YouTuber, so like yeah, I guess maybe you might have heard of him for something else. But now he's pretty much just considered the Scott Pilgrim comic dub guy, much to his chagrin. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, brilliant film, easy number 4. Anything else you wanted to say about it before we move on to your top 3, number 3?
No, I just thought it was exceptionally well done. And isn't the guy who plays fucking Captain America, isn't he the main bad guy?
He's not the main bad guy, but he is one of the evil X's.
Yeah, no, he's the last one, right?
Nope. Chris Evans is the second one. He's the movie star with all the stunt doubles.
Oh,
That was
what does
him.
Chris Evans? What does Chris Evans do again?
Chris Evans is Captain America.
Oh, yeah. He's the fucking record exec, right?
No, he's the movie star with the stunt doubles.
Oh, okay. Well, who's the fucking last guy?
I don't know. I don't know the actor's name, but I know he's
Yeah,
Gideon. Great character.
yeah. Because everyone like references him. You know what? It's been a few years since I've watched the movie.
Let me look up who plays Gideon in Scott Pilgrim. See if it's a name that rings a bell for anybody. Who plays Gideon in Scott? Jason Schwartzman.
Oh, what did he do?
Let's see if he was in anything
Uh,
else
Fuck.
famous.
Oh, because like for the life of me, I remember that dude's name. I don't remember shit that he was actually in though.
All right, Jason Schwartzman. Let's see some of his films. He was in Rushmore. He was in the Darjeeling Limited. Scott Pilgrim, obviously. He was in Sing 2, apparently. Um, he was in French Dispatch. Interesting.
Never saw that.
I know.
All
You didn't
right.
review it
Oh,
with us.
okay.
Um,
Yeah. Eh.
Medical Police. Uh, yeah, he's in a bunch of shit. He was really good in this movie, so I'll definitely check him out if he has the main role in another film that sounds interesting. Um, but yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So Moediggity, give us your number three.
All right. Yeah. Fucking great movie. Great movie. All right. So I'm doing my number three, huh?
Yeah, let's see if it's something I've actually seen.
I guarantee you it's nothing that you've seen
Oh
because
shit!
you haven't seen anything else, and like a lot of these are a little bit mainstream picks too, which I'm actually surprised is just not a one of these so far has like found their way onto your television screen. My third movie, I'll go ahead and just forego the intro because it was a fucking tough pick to pick between this guy's stuff. And Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorite directors of all time. And I had to pick between like all of his fucking movies. Like, what is my favorite? What is the best one? Well, no, favorite and best one are kind of different because if I was going to pick his best one, it'd have been Pulp Fiction. And
Yeah, there's a
but
difference between like what you think
or
is
my favorite
objectively
one,
best and what is your
fuck,
favorite. Certainly.
my sorry, my favorite one would be Pulp Fiction. His best one, and I think the one that is also like I think my top 10 pick of all time, I think it's Jackie Brown. So that's what I've went with
Nope,
today is the
have
movie
not
Jackie
seen it,
Brown.
but
It's a
go off.
it's a it's a book by it's inspired by a book by Elmore Leonard, and they did a Rum Punch, Freaky Deaky, and Kill Shot. It's sort of like a 70s sort of centric sort of book because it was written way back then, right? But he gave it but Tarantino gave it sort of a 90s twist. And so basically, just the synopsis of the film is this former criminal turned flight attendant who's trying to get out of the game, so to speak. Uh, is dragged back in by Samuel L. Jackson's fucking character, who is the person who's the dude who she used to run drugs for on the airline, and she doesn't want to fucking do it, but she ends up getting caught up into it, and fucking damn it, sorry about that.
Do you mind if I go on a side tangent for just a half a second because I don't want to forget
Sure,
it.
sure. Go ahead, go ahead.
So you mentioned Samuel L. Jackson. It made me think of this is just a behind the music thing. So sometimes I think about these movies. There are a couple movies, two that I can remember in particular, and I think there might be a couple more. But two movies that I remember in particular that I watched to review on my old movie show, and we never did the review. and it always like I feel like I've missed that part of my life. In talking about these movies. First one was Samuel L. Jackson reminded me back when me and Ian were doing the show. We were supposed to review Snakes on a Plane, and I watched Snakes on a Plane, but we never reviewed it because we like missed our time.
I worked at Alamo Draft House when that movie first dropped, and it was, dude, like for real, that movie sold out for like fucking like a couple of weeks. Like every time the theaters would always be packed, like from the first showing to the last showing of the night. People went to go watch Snakes on a Plane, and it was just so weird. It's one of those stupid fucking shitty movies where like you love every fucking scene of it. Like the first scene, the first Sam Jackson scene, because everyone it does like Snakes on a Plane doesn't have any like delusions, you know. It knows exactly what kind of movie that it is, so everyone's in on the joke immediately. But
I've had enough of these
it's
motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking
motherfucking
plane.
plane. Yeah, they couldn't do a straight fucking to TV. Uh, they couldn't do a straight to TV trailer because they didn't have any other selling points other than fucking Sam Jackson being the motherfucker guy. Because you know, that's just how it is. So you have the motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking plane and all that stuff. And it's like the thing that fucking sold the concept of the movie. So you have the very first scene of Sam Jackson putting his gun up to someone's head, goes, "Freeze, motherfucker," and the whole audience starts laughing because it's fucking funny. Because now we get fucking Sam Jackson in this fucking awesome ass fucking film. Anyway,
Have you heard the Dragon Ball Z abridged joke they did with the snakes on a plane line?
yeah, I heard it was like something something 95
Yeah, yeah,
timeline
yeah.
or
It was
something like that.
Trunks
It's
was fighting the
Goku, right?
androids. No, it was Trunks, and like
Oh,
there was more androids, and he got pissed that there were so many androids. And he said, "I've had enough of these monkey fighting androids in this Monday to Friday timeline."
oh God, yeah, that was one of my favorite little jokes from them is the same one. Like, don't tell my dad. He's like, all right, how many androids we got now? When Vegeta shows up, he goes, five. Ah, five. You hear Trunks go, damn it!
Do I
And he
hear
goes,
six?
he was like, huh, that's weird. That's five is more than three, huh? That's pretty much more than three, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. But the other movie that I watched to not review, which I think I'm gonna pitch to Alexis to see if she wants to review this with me. Later today, I'm gonna ask her if she wants to come back on next week to talk about this film. See if we can get Dakota as well. But one of the most famous episodes of the Rad Movie Review podcast, at least among us, I know nobody listens to my shows, but we talk about the movie After, which was this shitty fucking romantic drama on Netflix, and it was
Oh,
god awful. And
how
they,
can Netflix have so much money and talent but release so much shit? I don't understand it.
but anyway, we talked about After, which is a movie that my friend Dakota chose and actually liked, and me and Alexis just bullied him the whole time because we fucking hated it. But we actually this was actually the fated day because it was the day that the Rad Movie Review podcast was canceled. At least for now. Maybe it'll come back someday. But we were supposed to record that day, and the movie we were supposed to review was the sequel to After. So I watched the entirety of After 2, fucking After We Collided was the name of the film. I watched the entirety of After We Collided so I could talk about it on the Rad Movie Review podcast. And then I get it, and then we get this big paragraph from Dakota, like, "Yeah, I don't think I could do the podcast anymore because my parents are mad at me, and they want me to spend more time with them." Granted, Dakota is 20 years old, so it's really funny
Like,
that like like my parents are mad at me. I can't do the podcast anymore.
that's so fucking that's sad. Oh well,
But yeah.
I was
Anyway,
20 and had to suck up to my parents because they needed a place to live.
fair enough. Yeah, I think
So
that
like
is
I
pretty
won't
much
bag
the
on them
case.
too much.
If Dakota ever escapes his fucking parents, maybe we can bring the Rad Movie Review podcast back. But we'll see. Anyway, you're talking about Jackie Brown.
Yes, Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown. Yeah, it's a really great fucking movie. I kind of have a thing uh for heist movies and criminal movies and like criminal drama, and this definitely sort of satiates my hunger for that. And it's kind of a romance film as well, though it doesn't have the happiest ending. Though everyone, the characters that you care about, largely survive because there is death in this film. But I won't spoil it because I really want you guys to see it. It's a really great Tarantino film. It really shows. He was quoted in saying most people go to film school to study films, and he says
Most
I
people go
go
to
to
film
films.
school. I went to films.
Yeah, I went to films.
Fucking
Yeah,
pretentious asshole.
yeah. Hey, yeah, I think fucking Tarantino earned every little pretentious little snarky quip. In my opinion, I think he's one of the very few that actually did, because he sings it and he brings it,
Mo, put
and
it on
that's
silent. God damn it.
oh, shut up! It was just one little ding. And yes, I am going to put it on silent real quick, just because. Yeah, you know what my brother fucking even called me about?
What did he
Like
call you about?
it wasn't anything important. He was just telling me how, like, dude, these people have fucking no chill, because I was helping them get a job, a work from home job, and these people have no chill, and most of them are stupid as shit, can't work technology worth a damn, right? Like, most of these motherfuckers have their mics on and they don't know how to fucking mute them, right? And this is some real ghetto shit. And you hear fucking people see, like babies are fucking crying in the background. You hear, "Shut up, mom ain't here. Be quiet. I'm going to beat your ass," and all this shit, like throughout his entire fucking training. And the trainer is just like losing faith in humanity because their cameras have to be on. And my brother like covers the camera a bunch because he's just laughing his ass off. Yeah, it's just so goddamn funny. He decided to call me up because he was rolling a doober during his lunch break. But anyway, yeah, Jackie Brown, go fucking see it. Let's get into some fascinating facts. We only have a few of them. Yeah, Tarantino adapted this movie based off of an Elmore Leonard book, and he didn't think that she would like it, because he called me, or he, excuse me, he called me right before it went to production. And he goes, "I've been afraid to call you for the last year because you changed the title and color of the main character." Because this is before like race swapping and gender swapping was really a thing. And he was kind of freaking out about it. It was like, "Well, did you get the essence, the part of it? Because it was like art, you know?" And he goes, "Yeah." It goes, "Well, that's all right. Do what you want. You're the filmmaker." And he didn't seem like he was kind of scared at first, but then he came back and said not only he thought it was the best adaptation of his work he ever read, he thought it maybe would be the best script he'd ever read. So the author of the book fucking loved the movie, and he thought that the this pretentious Hollywood director didn't quite see his vision, and he was super freaked out about it. And after he saw it and then read the script as well, it was like, dude, this was fucking so great, and he loved the shit out of it. This was also not a movie that was trying to resurrect the careers of Pam Grier or Robert Foster, who is the male love interest, because they kind of reversed the love interest. Instead of the woman, it was the man, really. That was the quote unquote fucking love interest. And it just sort of happened to be that way because this movie gained a lot of attention. It was successful in theaters. It was shot with the old school fucking 70s film grain of the old school days, so it had that 70s feel. And it was back in the 90s. There was still like parts of you know most big American cities that kind of had, they didn't update the infrastructure just yet, so you could still get that 90s feel, but sort of 70s feel as well. So that was really really cool. Let's see. What else? Robert Foster's Reservoir Dogs audition got him the role in Jackie Brown. He didn't make it into Reservoir Dogs because that was already a star-studded cast of future stars as well. Because there are a lot of no names that are somebodies nowadays. that were in that film that got no fucking play, no fucking action from the Academy or from Hollywood in general. And then because of that film, they became big things. Tarantino was pissed off that Greer didn't receive an Oscar nod or even a nomination at all because it was really, really well done. And Hollywood hates Tarantino. They Hollywood, let's be honest, likes schlock. That's why every year's Oscars are just full of really bad movies. Maybe occasionally a really really good one will get in there, but it's mostly just it's an award show to give each other awards for their shitty movies and to pat each other on the back. So yeah, uh, Michael Keaton was in there, and he was his own biggest obstacle in getting the role of Ray Nicolette. Because like the whole thing, he said he was just convinced Keaton was that this role was not his, and so he uh, uh, he did the role, and then after it was like, well, my shit was really unfounded. I should have just had a little bit more confidence in himself. So, and we'll go ahead and end it with this last one right here. Tarantino spent a month watching the movie in theaters because he wanted to gauge the audience reaction to key moments in the film. So he would sit in the back of the fucking theater with like the typical cat and glasses and fucking long brown trench coat with the fucking collar popped up, trying to like not look so conspicuous or to look inconspicuous. I guess that's the proper word for it. So he can see if the audience thinks he did a good job or not. And for the most part, he did. Yeah, the audience really loved the film and he was satisfied with it. And I'll do one more. He considers this film to be his Rio Bravo, which is it's a hangout movie. Jackie Brown's better the second time and even the third and fourth, And he wants, why can't we get more of the plot? But it doesn't really matter because it's a movie that you go see with your buddies. And it's always that movie that you go and watch. Even though like you're talking through the first like 15 minutes or through a scene that you're already super familiar with, it's a movie that you ultimately end up falling into and just watching the whole thing suddenly. It's just that good of a film. So yeah, in conclusion, fucking go see Jackie Brown, man. Great cast, great movie, great story, great everything. I definitely give it a nod. It's definitely ranks up there in my top 10 films of all time at number 3.
All right, well, my number three, folks. This is my fucking kingdom come. Okay, this is my crucible. Because here's the thing, right? This is a very unpopular opinion that I'm about to give. I've gotten into Twitter arguments about this. So
Twitter arguments are so great. I love
my
every one of
number
them.
three is one of the MCU Spider-Man films, and the film in particular that it is Spider-Man: Homecoming, the first of the MCU Spider-Man films. Now, this is extremely unpopular. Many people look back on Homecoming with some sort of disdain because it like isn't true to the Spider-Man character or whatever the fuck, and they say that No Way Home is the only good Spider-Man movie in the trilogy. And to that I say, go fuck yourself. This film, Spider-Man: Homecoming, is a fucking brilliant, down-to-earth superhero story with really good characters, especially, Tom Holland as Peter Parker. Very, very good depiction of the character personality-wise, I think. Even if it's not, super accurate to the comics plot-wise, I think he nails the sort of personality behind the Spider-Man character. And I think this movie was very well done. The comedy was very good. The sort of relatable real world elements were really felt. Michael Keaton as the Vulture, very good villain.
Yeah, yeah. I actually, I agree. What the fuck? What the fuck? Ugh. I agree with you that this is like one of the. I think number one is like the best one I think out of the trilogy. Though that might fade in time because I really really liked Far From Home a whole lot, and I'm glad I got to
you
see
you
that
mean
Spider
you
Man.
mean No Way Home?
No. Oh fuck, No Way, the third one,
Yeah,
right?
No Way Home is the third one. Far From Home
Oh
is the second one.
yeah, it's too many From Home shit or Homecoming. I know
It's
there's
called the Home trilogy for a reason.
I know. It's just it gets like it flusters me sometimes because I get confused. I'm an old man. I can't help it. But no, yeah, number one, man. I think it's so far my favorite one. Though number three, might maybe overtake that position because I really like this one, the third one, a whole lot.
But yeah, I really love the characters. I love the story. I love the villain. I love the. I like the connection with Tony Stark. I think it's very endearing. That's most
Yeah,
people's criticism of this film is that they hate that Spider-Man has an intrinsic relationship with Tony Stark because he's
he does
supposed to
in the
be.
comic books. He's supposed to.
No, no,
Like that's
no,
the
but like
big.
in a lot of comic book stories, he's like a much more independent hero, and in this one, they as the detractors like to call him, he's just Iron Boy Junior. Is what a lot of
Well,
people say.
Well, that's fucked because like the movies, the Home series, the Homecoming series, or whatever, they're borrowing a lot from the Civil War era of Spider-Man because they kind of retcon that it was another big Marvel retcon that universe, and so in that one he had the big Avengers connect. Well, he all like Spider-Man's had an Avengers connection for a real long time, but this one they retconned it to where he's a kid. He outs himself to show that he was in support of Tony Hawk, Tony Stark's
Tony
fucking
Hawk.
Tony Stark's Registration Act, where all superheroes had to register or forcibly be retired. It was a good fucking time in the Marvel universe because that's when the first Civil War arc happened, and it was I think one that lasted for like a year and a half. I think it was a long fucking arc, man.
But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, there's so much to love about Spider-Man: Homecoming. Definitely my favorite film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Out of the very few that I've seen, I still need to educate myself. Um, Jason has gone on record and said he would review the entire the entire fucking MCU catalog with me. We'll see if he holds true to that when I text him later and say, "Hey, when are we reviewing Iron Man for the start of our MCU marathon, bro? You said you would." He's not a fan of the MCU a lot of it. But yeah, Homecoming is just really solid. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Easily the best Spider-Man casting ever. Fuck off. Like, I know Tobey Maguire is great, Andrew Garfield is great, but there's just something about Tom Holland. He just sells it so good.
well, he sells it because the other two Spider-Man incarnations of them, they're adult Spider-Man, and we never really got to see teenage Spider-Man before. Like we only really got like maybe like a third of a movie where like Spider-Man really was sort of in high school, and then you got the rest of it. You got the obligatory origin story and all that. With this one, since it's in a different universe, the origin story is still different, and I think that's what makes the this incarnation incarnation of the Spider-Man universe really cool, and I think that's why it works so well.
But yeah, Tom Holland, best Spider-Man, of course, unless you count Josh Keaton, which of course is just objectively the best Spider-Man. Everybody go watch the Spectacular Spider-Man animated series. It's great. It's the best Spider-Man media in the world, but Homecoming is close to the level of quality that Spectacular Spider-Man has. Just
Seriously though, real quick, let me jump in. YouTube, bad fucking voice acting in the Spider-Man movies, the Spider-Man animated series. There's so many clips of it. It's fucking lovely.
yeah,
I
the
fucking love
'90s
shit
one
out of
had
it.
some weird voice act, and like the older ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. But Spectacular Spider-Man is Kino. You've never seen it, right? I think we talked about it before.
Spectacular Spider-Man. I don't remember it at all. I probably have never watched it. There's a good chance I
Yeah,
didn't.
it's like a mid 2000s Spider-Man series. It only had 2 seasons because it came out at the wrong time. Because Sony made it, and then they sold the Spider-Man cartoon rights back to Marvel. but they kept the rights to specifically Spectacular Spider-Man, but they weren't allowed to make Spider-Man cartoons anymore. So Spectacular Spider-Man just had to die because Marvel wasn't allowed to make it and Sony wasn't allowed to make it. Which was quite unfortunate, but it's a really high quality Spider-Man animated series. But enough about Spectacular Spider-Man. Spider-Man Homecoming, great film. Really cemented me getting into Spider-Man after seeing Infinity War and loving him in that so much. And yeah, my favorite MCU film and my number 3 favorite film of all time, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Hell yeah. What was one of your favorite scenes in the movie?
That's hard because I haven't seen it in a while, so it's hard to kind of like parse it in my brain into individual scenes. But probably, I guess the interaction between him and Tony Stark, where Tony takes his suit away. That was very powerful, emotional wise. It was a good scene in the movie. There was of course, the amazing moment where, because earlier in the movie, if you'll recall, Tony Stark sends a drone to like get Peter out of trouble, and it's like an empty Iron Man suit. And then Iron Man saves him again and like starts lecturing him about like how it's dangerous and he's gonna get hurt. And then Peter, assuming that it's another drone, says, "If you really cared, you'd actually be here." And then Tony Stark steps out of the suit. That was fucking crazy.
Dun dun dun.
And yeah, that scene was really powerful. Probably my favorite in the film. There's a whole lot of good comedy in the film too, like when Ned is like helping Spider-Man, and then they like catch him, so he has to come up with an excuse. He says he's watching porn. That's pretty funny. But yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming, folks, very good.
I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie is the end boss fight between. I'll always refer to these scenes as boss fights between Spider-Man and the Vulture. Like the entire time, Michael Keaton does a really good job of selling the Vulture, because it starts out like he's not a villain at all. He's just a contract worker, and he gets his contract revoked from the government. Him and his people, they keep a lot of the fuck. What are the who are the people that attacked New York? What are they called again?
I don't
Because it's
know.
not Shi'ar technology. Yeah, it's Loki's bad guys or Thanos's
Oh
bad guys. What's the
fuck!
race of people?
I'm trying to
Well, all
remember.
right.
I
So you
rewatched
know
the first
what?
Avengers recently. I feel like I should know this.
Yeah, they kept a lot of their tech, and they used that to rob, do heists and stuff like that. And the entire time, uh, you see him sort of like getting madder and more evil, and just like letting his morals go. And then the little talk that he has with Peter in the car.
Oh, that was fucking powerful
Dude,
too.
that was super. You can feel the tension in that fucking scene. He points the fucking gun at him too, like, dude, I'll fucking kill you. I fucking swear to God. And finally, how he finally comes around and recognizes while he's going to jail after the fight. He's like, I really am an asshole, huh? And he even
And he
keeps
covers
his
for Spider-Man. Yeah.
yeah, he covers for fucking Spider-Man. And Spider-Man tries to, he gets a lot of good boy points in this movie, because he tries to, he does try to save him from getting hurt, and he doesn't die. He gets a little hurt, but he tried to save him the entire time during the fight, because the Vulture's wings were malfunctioning and all that. So, and I think it blew up on him.
Yeah,
And
Spider-Man
so,
has to save Vulture as he's fighting
mhm,
Vulture.
yeah, that whole fucking scene where they break into the Tony Stark's plane, while it's shielded, or what was it? It's got the fucking camo. It's camouflaged. I thought that scene was really cool too. I like heist movies. What can I say?
But all right, Mo, I do want to pose this question to you because I am ready to keep going, but I know you've been hyping up specifically number 2 and number 1 on your list, and we do only have 43 minutes. Do you think we can do it, or do we have to do part 4?
Uh, Honestly, I've got a lot to say about number two and number one. And I probably have a lot to say about your number two and your number one. So, why don't we go ahead and just end this right here and just do a final part four, at whatever time you feel like.
I mean, we have Kira's Kingdom to do this week, which I want to try to do 3 times. So that's probably going to be what we do Wednesday night, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I think
Well, we all. Oh yeah, no, we don't do Wednesday night, huh?
yeah, no, we don't have anything Wednesday night. We do Tuesday and Thursday for Kira, but yeah, I think so. Next Sunday, I guess we will go ahead and return. Maybe earlier in the day this time, if I remember to remind Mo and he doesn't sleep until 1 p.m.
Yeah, sorry. Like I like to turn off my alarm when I wake up, or when I'm on my days off, because I hate waking up. Like, we really do as humans, like, work against ourselves so much, and the alarm clock is proof positive of that.
And you know what? Here's the thing too. To give it another, reason, because I did say on Twitter we were going to conclude today, but just for another reason to put this off another week, I would like you, Mo, to tell me privately your number 2 and your number 1, and I will watch them this week, so I actually have something to say about your movies.
All right, you fucking better though.
I guarantee you I will watch at least number 1. I'll watch number 1, and then if I can find time, I'll also watch number 2. But I'll make sure I
Nah,
watch number 1.
you've got to watch number two, and you gotta watch number one.
Okay, but regardless, though, well, I assume I've already seen one of them. Isn't a Star Wars movie up there? Come on,
Maybe, maybe
maybe. Ooh.
you'll find out.
But anyway, that's about it, folks, for part 3. Tune in next Sunday for part 4. Da 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 da.
Can I plug my shit?
Oh shit! Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, y'all can find me at twitch.tv/Moediggity, trying to get to 1,000 followers. Only got like 60 something to go, man. So if you don't mind, go ahead and go follow me over there. Check me out on Twitter at MoSideGaming42. I got a pinned tweet with all my stuff in there, so you can check it out as you see fit and follow me on all my bullshit.
All right. Sweet. You can check me out at anchor.fm/Riely Megafeed. Links in the description to everything else that I do. It's my central hub. Go there. But yeah, thank you for listening, folks, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
And thank you for coming out to the live stream today, folks. We got some engagement this time. That's exciting.
Exciting engagement.
Make sure to tune in next Sunday to check out our number 2 and number 1 on our lists. And yeah, we will see you, or I will see you, in about 50 minutes to talk about Jennifer's Body with my good friend Alexis. So yeah, see you soon.